Welcome, Crypto Millie.
What's up? How you
Millie,
doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Can you hear me nice and clear?
I can. I can hear you very clearly.
Okay, that's what's
Um,
up. That's what's up.
Millie, so I know you, and many of the viewers will know you. But for the newcomers, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and where we can find you?
So, if you don't know, my name is Crypto Millie. I talk about crypto every day on YouTube. I'm pretty much an entrepreneur. You can find me on Twitter, X, Blockchain Millie. I had to get my other Twitter reinstated, or just YouTube, Crypto Millie. And yeah, I talk about crypto each and every day. It's kind of like a passion for me. Full time Web3,
Awesome. I'll put the links down below
definitely.
as well. And then also, you're on my Telegram group, so do check that out. That's all the links will be down below. So, Millie, we want to hear your story today. We want to hear the good, the bad, the ugly. What went right? What didn't go right? We want to be inspired because you've become really, really successful in the cryptocurrency space.
Mhm.
So, can you tell us who was Millie before he was Crypto Millie?
So I've always been like into entrepreneurship, pretty much a person that has a high work ethic and go getter. And I discovered crypto in 2017. Me and one of my homies, we were stationed in Cincinnati for a job that we were working on. And he was like, yo, Millie, we need to buy Bitcoin. And at the time, Bitcoin was like around 20K. It was around 20K. And I decided to buy Litecoin. So officially, like, Litecoin was my first crypto that I ever bought. I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't talking about crypto or anything like that. I was just an entrepreneur. And I was stationed in Cincinnati. So I done a lot of like sales, like door-to-door sales, everything from different walks of life, from selling books, magazines, all-purpose cleaner, to even solar. And at the time, we were just stationed in Cincinnati. So I decided to buy some Litecoin. To this day, I'm locked out of my Coinbase account. So I've been trying to get that back up and running. But I know my Litecoin should be worth a lot because I bought a nice little chunk of Litecoin when it was around it might have been like anywhere between 28 and $40. I don't know. It should be, right around there. That's the price of Litecoin. So that's pretty much how my crypto journey started. I didn't really think too much of it then until we had C19. And that's when I really, really, really got embedded into crypto and taking it serious. Right around the time the Dogecoin hype was going on. So Elon Musk went on Saturday Night Live and kind of like pumped Dogecoin. Um, I bought Dogecoin at around 6 cents. It went to 74 cents at its high, but I didn't know how to take profits. See, that's what a lot of people, they don't know how to take profits. So I round tripped all my bags and I was like, you know what? I need to study this crypto thing. This, a lot of money into it, but I didn't know. I would recommend anybody new to just educate yourself. I call crypto kind of like the school of hard knocks. You got to pay your tuition, which is losses. But once figure out your niche in crypto, it's very, very lucrative opportunity, and you can learn something new every day. So that's pretty much my journey. Once I started figuring out what I like to buy, I bought a coin back in its early stages called Dogecoin Mars, and that's when I started doing YouTube covering it. I just started talking about it, and from there on, my YouTube channel started growing.
So, Millie, you mentioned that you had a friend
Mhm.
who was into cryptocurrency at the same time that you were. How did that work? Did your friend support you? Did he know more about crypto, or did you know more? Was this a journey that you both went on together? Was he
I
very
think it.
supportive?
Nah, he was pretty novice as me. He was just he was just watching a lot of YouTube videos, and at the time, one of his favorite rappers, Money Man, was talking about it a lot, and he was just like, "Look, you need to get into crypto." And I had another homie that used to tell me about it, even like 2000, like maybe 2013, 14. He was like, oh, "I'm buying this thing called Bitcoin." But when I'm young, I'm not really thinking too much of it. And at that point, my mindset was just like cash, 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 cash. If I can't touch it, then it's not real. The funny thing is, I remember seeing that YouTube video back in the day by Da Vinci when he was like, buy Bitcoin now. It's for $1. Buy Bitcoin now. But I never thought about it then. You know what I'm saying? But it around C19, it got crazy. Like the hype around it got crazy. And it was just something that I wanted to learn. We was trapped in the house anyway. You had to pick up some type of skill, and I got into crypto.
Hmm. So, Millie, you spoke about Elon Musk and that Saturday night live interview that he did. Now,
Hmm.
because of that interview's been referenced so many times. A
Hmm.
lot of people, there was mass adoption of cryptocurrency at the time. Do you think he knew what he was doing? Do you think he was prepared to see for the mass adoption, the amount of people that came into crypto because of his interview?
Yeah, I mean, to look back at it in hindsight, he had to have some type of knowledge of it to go on national TV and talk about it. But it wasn't the best delivery because soon as he talked about it, it tanked. So it ended up being sort of like a buy the rumor, sell the news event. And I
Yeah.
don't think that's how he expected it to go. Everybody was kind of like, Dogecoin is going to $1. We'll do a little bit, and then like the whales and the big brains and the elites, they kind of like front ran the $1 narrative, and it crashed right at 74 cents. So I've seen that happen before. Like last bull run, everybody was saying Bitcoin was going to 100K, but it never made it. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing with Jasmine. I'm seeing it a lot. Like, oh, Jasmine's going to $1. Will it touch it though? You get what I'm saying? So sometimes a lot of these events are buy the rumor, sell the news events, and you just gotta, you gotta make sure that you never invest what you're afraid to lose. But it's all a learning experience.
So tell me about COVID because I didn't know anything about Bitcoin or um, the cryptocurrencies when COVID hit. So we had a massive, massive dump.
Mhm.
Why did you go into cryptocurrency when the whole market was dumping?
Nah, it, it wasn't that it was dumping. It was that when I noticed it, it was super cheap. You know what I mean? It had dumped and it was super cheap. So at the time, we were like trapped in the house, and I was doing a lot of working out, just like in the gym each and every day, but watching crypto YouTube videos. I think I started off with like watching Matt Perry. He's a YouTuber. And I don't know. I was like, we were getting, basically extra funds to sit at the house type stuff. Why not put it into something that can grow over time? So I just started like dibbling dabbling in cryptocurrency, and it became a hobby to talk about it, and now it's a passion. But it had dumped, and I remember like 2-3 years ago, people were like, hey, if this thing dumped, that's when you buy. So I was like, I don't know, man. I was thinking like, I don't know, should I do this? And then it dumped, and I bought. And then about 6 months to a year after that, I sold my Mustang. I had a sports car
Mhm.
Mustang, and I put all of the money from my Mustang into crypto, and now we're here.
Wow. I mean, you must have had a lot of conviction in Bitcoin, sorry, in cryptocurrency to sell that Mustang because I've seen pictures of it and it was a very beautiful car.
I miss it each and every day. And yes, I did. I did. I had two cars at the time. I was coming out like a relationship, and then car was just reminding me of my girl. And I was like, you know what? This is a chance for me to kind of like move on from this and kind of like just, go out on a whim. This is it. Like if I'm gonna be able to create generational wealth for my family, I'm gonna have to take a risk. And if getting rid of something materialistic for the long term, hey, it's delayed gratification. Why not? And it's probably one of the best decisions that I made because now I look back at it in hindsight. If I continue on my trajectory, I'll be able to get anything I want.
Wow, that sounds really good. That really does. So, Millie, tell me about. Like I said, I wasn't around for the last cycle,
Hmm.
but I know we had a double top last cycle.
Yeah.
So we went up, we went parabolic, and then the China FUD hit, and then we went from 60 down to 30 in absolutely no time.
Hmm.
Bitcoin was taken off the exchanges, and because of the scarcity, that led up to the second peak, the actual all-time high.
Hmm.
But alts had basically reached a lot of alts had reached their all-time high at the first peak. That was just like a whirlwind of emotion and of volatility. You lived through
Yes.
that. Tell
Yes.
me about that.
Around that time, the only thing I remember like vividly is the YouTubers that I used to follow, the ones I personally look up to, keep saying like buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, and it kept going down. I mean, every time we thought that it was going up, something happened. FTX, Celsius, Voyager. Elon Musk selling his Bitcoin. All of this stuff created like massive selling pressure. And in the midst of this, I'm working like, I'm still like 9 to 5 type working, still doing my little entrepreneur stuff on the side, but I'm using the extra liquidity because I wasn't getting paid really from YouTube at the time. So I'm using that extra liquidity to like buy into the market, buying the dip, and the dip just kept happening all the way down to about 15K June 2022. I'll never forget it, where I was like, this is it. I bought a little bit of ETH at 900. It was like $900. And I bought a whole bunch of like AI coins, gaming coins, altcoins. I used my last little bit of my savings to really, really double down on my investment in the market. And at that was like the pivotal, like the peak bearish. And then it just went on a crazy reversal in phase one. I could, would say like was very, very beautiful. I don't want to get into, too much detail, but phase one, phase two was beautiful. And then in January 2023, I was able to go full-time Web3. So looking back in hindsight, it seemed to have been a great decision, and I'm here now.
Awesome. So, Millie, what inspired you to start up your own YouTube channel?
Well, I always was doing YouTube. I was going door to door and kind of like capturing my sales pitch and using it for motivation to other people, salespeople that's going door to door. And it went from like that to asking people about crypto because I came up with a good idea. I'm like, I'm already going door to door. Why not when I get a sale, ask somebody? So I would, make my sale and I'll say, you mind if I ask a personal question for my YouTube channel? I'm creating content, and some people say no, some people say yes. I met a lot of celebrities and stuff doing this because door to door, you never know who you're going to meet. And I would just ask people, what's your thoughts on crypto, or what's your thoughts on Bitcoin, or even what's your thoughts on meme coins like Doja Mars? I got a lot of crazy videos. If you go back to my YouTube channel, you'll see where I'm just asking random people about cryptocurrency. So that's where it kind of like started. But as I became more educated and really, really grew in the space as far as mentality, it turned into like going over the entire market. And I tell everybody each and every day, like, become a sponge when you're in crypto. Like you it's a galaxy. You can learn each and every day. If I didn't learn each and every day, I wouldn't be able to say what I say. You know what I mean? And it's still a journey because I'm learning something new each and every day. So I tell everybody my YouTube channel is just a journey of my crypto experience. I'm not an expert. I'm not an elite. I'm not this huge wealthy guy. I'm just a sponge. I take in information and I try to put it into my own recipe, and then I bake out a cake to get my own results. And that's how it is, man. You know what I mean? I just try to learn something new in crypto each and every day.
You're also very modest because I've seen your shows. They are really, really good. Um, Going back, actually, Millie, something that we didn't discuss was how did you learn fundamental analysis, technical analysis, and all the rest of it? How did you learn about cryptocurrency and how to buy
Well,
and sell?
well, it was okay. So first, I used to just use exchanges, right? And kept wondering, like, I'm buying on the exchanges, but I just feel like I'm getting in late. Like I might get a little pump, but I just was feeling like I was getting in late. So I just started doing research on how to use MetaMask and a lot of these dexes, right? And getting into DeFi. And once I learned DeFi and started seeing real gains, it made me a degen. And when you become degen, I think it's very important to learn TNA because it doesn't give you, it's not the end all be all where it can just solve the problem for you, but it gives you a blueprint to work off, right? So you can make a decision based on this blueprint. So with TNA, I just simply pay attention to some of the best TNA YouTubers. I've also um downloaded different apps that taught me like charting, simple charting patterns and stuff that, and when you see this stuff over and over and over and over, you start to, you can look at a chart and see something. So it just comes with its experience. It comes with time. When I first started TNA, I was using like simple indicators, but as time has went on, I've added a few more indicators. I've added a few more things to my recipe, and now I've created a recipe that I believe works for myself. So when people say TNA doesn't work, I would kindly disagree. It's not something where it's going to give you the exact answer, but it will help you with market sentiment, momentum, and just give you an idea whether a project is going up or a project is going down. So just educate yourself. TNA is a wonderful tool to use. You have a whole lot of tools you can use in crypto, but I would recommend anybody just to educate themselves on technical analysis. It's a beautiful tool to add to your arsenal. It's kind of like when you play 2K, right? You get these badges, right? You got to get this badge, that badge. TNA is just another badge that you add to your arsenal that helps you with making that decision.
Okay, awesome. And Millie, how do you decide on the topics for your videos?
Well, it's a mix between algorithm, but also I like to talk about stuff that I actually hold. Right, some of it is watch list, but most of it is what I hold, and market updates. Trending things that are trending but still fit within my narrative. So that's kind of like how I pick my topics. I go off trending, narrative, hype, algorithms, but I also want to make sure it's something that me and my community have a connection with, which means it's something that I'm personally interested in or I personally hold.
Okay, awesome. So how do you stay updated with the fast-paced moving
That's a good question.
cryptocurrency markets?
It's a mix of things. I got my go-to like guys that I listen to. I'm also on Twitter like 10, 16 hours a day. You got to be on Twitter. I have different updates that come to my phone as far as notifications. I like utilizing tools like Yahoo, Cointelegraph, um, and Telegram. Telegram is one of the
Yeah.
biggest tools that I've started using because you might get information late on Twitter or information late on a website, but if you know the right people in Telegram, you might be get information first. And the biggest way to make big gains in crypto is first movers advantage. So get in these groups. You don't have to like always comment, but get in these groups, kind of like stick your ear to the streets. Watch the people that's whales, like talking about big business, right? You want to be around people that it's kind of like the law of attraction. You are who you hang around. So if you are hanging around a successful group of whales or a successful group of traders, you'll hear things that'll put you in a position to have first movers advantage. I've talked to people that say, "Oh, Millie, I find crypto. I've never used Telegram." I was like, "Wow, that's crazy." Right? So Telegram, I think is one of them ones where you can get into things extremely early. Discord as well, good Discord groups, but find like-minded people like yourself. And when you kind of like find like-minded people, it'll put you in a position to have that first movers advantage where you can be ahead of the game and not late to the game.
Hmm. So how do you address the risks and the scams in crypto? And how do you do risk management?
I'm very conservative. People wouldn't believe me when I say that, but I'm extremely conservative. In fact, if I wasn't so conservative, I probably would be even, super wealthy, right? If I was just on some going to the casino, putting up money and gambling, I'd probably be super wealthy just based off my decision making. But just I'm very, very conservative. So I'm not, I would tell, and this is not financial advice. Nothing we say is financial advice. But I would tell anybody just like uh invest what you're comfortable with investing in. If it's something where you got to look over your shoulder or you got to worry about if the price is going up, going down, then you shouldn't be in the market. You shouldn't even be putting that money into crypto, right? It needs to be extra money. You don't care about if it goes to zero, it goes to zero and your life still goes on, right? So proper risk management. Scams, you gotta be able to that you'll be able to kind of like know a scam off experience, right? When you're new, it's kind of really hard to spot a scam because you don't know what a honeypot is. You don't know how to audit a contract. You don't know how to go through an audit on a contract. So it's new to you. So that's where that learning aspect comes into, right? So you'll bump your head a couple times. What I tell people, if you're going to Uniswap, you're new and you want to buy a token, you see somebody talk about it, buy $1 of the token, see if you can buy and then sell. Never just ape in blindlessly because that's how you put yourself in a position to lose it all. You might get into a slow honeypot or something that has a no sell a clause in it. So you want to make sure you're going over everything from the audits and also like pay attention to the people that's actually buying the token. Like go through wallets, see if these wallets are successful people. Go into Telegram, see if there's some type of hype, right? You'll know in TG if a project is a scam because people are doing the same thing you're doing, right? They're trying to buy, they're trying to sell, and if they can't buy and sell, then of course they're going to say it's a scam. So you can't go in crypto and just have 99% win rate. You know you're gonna get scammed. Things are gonna happen, but you learn from those experiences. So experience is the best teacher in crypto.
Hmm. Definitely. So, Millie, I first saw you when you were with the Gem Hunter group. S and that was about a year ago. So it was yourself, Crypto Seth, Crypto Archie, Brother
Yeah.
Hazik, SSM, and you boys will get together and you made a really entertaining show. And you will discuss, you will talk about gems. And I actually learned fundamental analysis through you guys. But how did that show actually come about? And what are your experience? What are your memories of that show?
Well, the reason they call us the gem hunters because this is around the time, and going back to that story I told you earlier, when Bitcoin kind of like bottom, ETH bottom. This is like BTC
Mhm.
15K, ETH 900K. This is around the time that we were like all kind of like researching the AI and gaming sector before anybody else was
Yeah.
doing it. Like low cap though. These are the coins like big YouTubers were scared to talk about, but we had the confidence to say, hey, we're gonna take on this risk, and if we do this correctly, things would blow up, which they actually did. But this is before I actually knew Seth or Archie. I remember Archie emailing me and was like, "Oh, I'm a big fan of the channel, man. I'm starting this show. I want to add you to the panel." I'm like, he didn't know at the time. I'm like, shit, I watch your channel too, bro. I rock with
Yeah.
Seth too. So it was already like we were watching each other channels. So it made sense. And we were kind of like talking about the same narratives, which were AI, gaming. We were the YouTubers that were bringing in those new cryptos that a lot of the bigger YouTubers were scared to talk about. And a lot of those new cryptos did extremely well in phase one and phase two of the bull run. And a lot of our channels started to take off from there. So oh yeah, I missed that show. Salute to my boy Seth, Archie, SSM. You know what I mean? Yeah, but that's how it came about. Like we all were, you know, not afraid to go out and talk about low cap altcoins. And at the time, no one knew AI was going to like take off or gaming was going to take off like it did. But then it just exploded, and that explosion of AI and gaming helped not only our pockets, of course, but also our channels. Our channels exploded from there, and yeah, it was over from there. And that's when the crypto gem hunters, because people was like, "Oh, these are the gem hunters. We finding low caps." You know what I'm saying? Check dot, all of this stuff, man. This is back in the day where like AI and gaming was really starting to take off.
Okay, no, that's amazing. That really is amazing. So just very quickly, what are you up to nowadays? And can you also tell us about J5? Because I'm super excited about J5. I really am. I love
So
J5.
I appreciate you, Miss Princess. But yeah, so right now I'm just like full-time web3. I spend 10 to 16 hours a day on my laptop and also my desktop. And I tell people all the time, because so many people ask me a question like, how do you find meme coins and do all of this stuff? It's time management. Like, if you got time to do this, then you'll win. You'll win more times than not because you have time that the average person doesn't. So, the first step when getting into crypto is finding out what type of trader or holder you're going to be. If you're a person that doesn't have the time, then I always say buy spot, buy blue chip. That way it's less volatile. You can sleep at night, and hold spot over time because you don't really have the time to check TG, get in and out of a project, do units. You're probably working, doing this, doing that. You don't got the time. So you'll never win, right? Because you'll never know when to get out and you'll never have the time to get in. But if you do have time, if you're literally not doing anything and you want to learn crypto and you got a computer, this is the time right now to really double down on your research. And once you pick up on these traits or how narratives work, how liquidity cycles work, and you are embedded in the market, you'll start to see the results, right? Time in the market outweighs timing the market, because anybody can get lucky and time the market. But if you're doing this, like this is a like when they say we in the trenches, this is the trenches, man. Like being a trader is the trenches because it's like this each and every day. Like sometimes I'm at my computer and I gotta order my food because I don't want to miss out on a trade. You know what I mean? Or I don't want to miss out on an exit. So find out what you're going to your niche inside crypto. As far as our community token, I was just talking about this with one of our community members. This is something that I created for the community. My first project. So, I'm not no serial dev or anything like that. This is just an experience for everybody. But when AI kind of like took off, I thought it was a cool idea to create a true AI meme. So if anybody's seen the movie Short Circuit, then they probably know about the robot Johnny Five, which has memes all over the place. He's even been in a comedian movie called Blank Man or something like that. So yeah, it was like, okay, let's be part of the meme coin hype, but community, hey, y'all say, hey, I miss Sheeb, I miss Dogecoin, I want to be part of something special in its early stages. Well, now you have an opportunity to be part of something in its early stages, and we've done 90% more than most meme coins have done in 7 months. I could pretty much go quickly to the things that we have accomplished. Multi-chain, we're on 3 chains, we're on Base, BNB, Polygon Matic. It's a hyper deflationary token. Burnt 40% of the supply, literally to show people that I'm not driven by monetary gain. So I woke up the day of the burn, so $1 million in my wallet. That's not my money. It's about the community. Burnt it. Burnt. We sticking to the plan. Execute. Um, we have a working game. We have merch. You can go to our link tree and see all of this stuff. So we've built all of this in the last 7 months. I couldn't have done it without the community. Thanks to the elite council as well. But now we're working on something. If you're part of the council, we got cooking up. I can't say it on the stream. But we got some things cooking up that's going to help the project be even more sustainable, bull market or bear market. So I'm excited for the future. This is a journey with everybody. I can't promise anybody any type of gains or anything like that. It's just a project. It's a community venture, and we're just gonna keep taking our little baby steps. If it's baby steps at first, eventually we'll get to the finish line. Right? That's what we're doing with J5.
I mean, I must admit, I have never seen a more dedicated community. I mean, that
Yeah,
community is amazing. I love it.
oh, they're
And we all get
everywhere,
on as
man.
well. Yeah, we all get on as well. We have a laugh. It's amazing. Millie, just before we go on to what's happening in the markets now, last bull cycle, you mentioned that you carried your bags around. So with all the experience that you have now, and how, what do you expect to do? What do you think you'll do differently to make sure that you will take profit?
Well, I know more now than I knew then, right? So, my exit strategy is based on the logarithmic charts in the 4 year cycle, right? So every 4 year cycle, Bitcoin hits this trend line, right? We haven't hit that trend line. Bitcoin also hits the lower bubble bands. We haven't hit those, right? So in the perfect world, if this cycle goes like every other cycle, we should hit BTC personally should hit anywhere between 100K and 150K. And right when we hit that lower bubble band on the logarithmic chart, that's when I'll start thinking about my exit strategies, but getting prepared for the altcoin season. So Bitcoin runs first, then we have the liquidity rotational cycles. The only difference is that it's hard to predict when the altcoin season will happen because we haven't seen the Bitcoin dominance go down, and we need that to go down. The reason it hasn't gone down is because now we have Bitcoin ETFs. We also hit our all-time high before the halving cycle, which has never happened. So technically, we're in uncharted territory. If anybody tells you they know what's going to happen, they don't know what's going to happen because we've never been here before. Now we got ETH ETFs. People are talking about Solana ETFs and even a Dogecoin ETF, which was go
Mhm.
crazy, which is a meme coin with ETF. Are you crazy? Now you got celebrities and everything coming in crypto. I just seen basketball player Scottie Pippen, shit posts on his Twitter. He said, "Should I buy utilities or meme coins?" He should I use Ethereum or Solana? So you gotta look at it two ways. You gotta look at it like, oh, is this bullish or is this a top signal? So you want to be prepared for either or. We can easily put in a double top here and start a Wyckoff distribution pattern. I mean, it's right there. It's right in our eyes. So this could go either way. I'm excited about what Q4 could bring, but I also understand that this could go either way. So unlike most YouTubers that say the way a bull runner hasn't started, I would personally say that we're 50% in, right? We've
Mhm.
been in a bullish momentum. The only thing that we haven't gotten yet is quantitative easing, right? So when we get quantitative easing, which means the money printing goes on here in the Western Hemisphere, it's already started in China. They're already starting to print and put money out there, liquidity into the global economy. that's when we'll see true altcoin season. But you got to give something to get. You want Fed cuts, you want money printer. Well, we first got to go into an economy which will require a small black swan event. So I got stables on the side. I'm not all the way like embedded in the market. I'm prepared for a short term dip and then a blow off top, because usually when you get a Fed cut, there's the market has to price in a recession, right? Because something's going on. If the Fed has to come save us, that means something's not right in the economy. So you want to prepare yourself for either or. I think one of the badges that I want to learn, and I want to learn going into the bear market, is how to short the market, right? I still haven't added that badge to my repertoire. I want to learn how to short. So that's one thing that I have on my checklist to learn.
Awesome. Going back to the ETFs, is regulation a good or bad thing in crypto?
Well, it's both. I mean, when you look at, the allegedly, right, Trump wants to make BTC a reserve currency for the US dollar. I mean, yes, that's bullish because hey, more people's going to know about crypto. There's going to be a competition on who can hold the most Bitcoin. But as Larry Fink and a lot of these suit and tie guys get into crypto, soon what they'll do is they'll tone down the volatility. So 100x gains, 200x gains, you probably won't see a lot of that once real regulation and compliance comes in. The crypto market will be more like the stock market. Stock market, you can make money, but it's more conservative and over time. And right now in crypto, this is the only place where you can say, hey, I put $200 and turn it into 25K in 72 hours. And in 7 days, that $200 might be worth 250K if you got the nuts to hold it. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's just like that volatility right there will be this be that probably will get taken out of the market, and we'll probably see a lot of liquidity get rotated into projects that really matter. And when I say projects that really matter, look at projects, and this is a alpha for anybody out there that's listening. Look at projects that's being used daily. So every day you wake up, there's somebody in retail using Solana trying to buy a meme coin. Every day you wake up, someone, token creator, content creator, or just serial dev is paying 600 to 1200 bucks to update their socials on Dex tools. So every day there's some platform or something being built in Ethereum, Ton chain. Buy into the strength of the market. Something where you ask yourself, will this be used every day? Because usually 90% of the time, those are the projects, be it be institutional or retail use, that usually perform the best. Because guess what? They have a use case. They're being used daily, and some even generate revenue, similar to real businesses that we see in the stock market. So that's why you see Solana doing so well, Ton Chain doing so well, Ethereum, Base, Brett, Aerodrome, because these are the top casinos in the space where everybody's gambling, right? If you go to a casino and you walk in and ain't nobody in there, but they talking about, hey, we got good machines, tech, we got good this, but you thinking like, where everybody at? I'm the only one in this casino. You might want to, you know, you might want to, I don't want to say pivot or move on, but you might want to reconsider your portfolio. But that's not to say you can't find a diamond in the rough, because no one knows who might be the next Ethereum, who might be the next Solana. It's all part of taking risk, right? And if you see something, you believe in it, you can see like, hey, I can see a future in this. Go for it, because hey, that project just might be the next Solana, the next ETH. There's no science to this. It's just a gamble, so you just never know.
Moving on from that, in this, what do you think the top three narratives will be for this bull run?
Meme coins. No, I'm just kidding. Nah, meme coins. Mine is meme coins, AI, and I'm still bullish on gaming. It's those are just like the three narratives that make the most sense, and
Mm.
then 4 and 5 would be RWA, DPIN, and then kind of round your portfolio off with the top ecosystems, which means, like I just stated, the top ecosystems, meaning you go into a mall, you want to pick the mall that has the most people, right? You don't want to go to a dead mall. Pick the mall where you're seeing a lot of activity going on, whether it be developer activity or whether it be retail activity. If you can round your portfolio like that, you'll be good. Hey, you don't have to just have 75% in the memes. You can keep it simple. 3 meme coins, 3 AI coins, 3 gaming coins, 3 RWA coins, and maybe an ecosystem that you're bullish on, right? 12, 10 to 12 tokens, maybe 15. That's all you need. And you pick the strongest three in each narrative, you hold over time, right? If you're more of a degen, well, then you got to pay a little bit more attention to your surroundings, meaning you got to be a little bit more embedded in the game. And you could probably I don't want to say cheat a little bit, but you can probably kind of like extend yourself a little bit more because you have more time than the average person, which means you might hear something that can give you the first mover's advantage that a normie probably wouldn't hear. So again, it goes back in time. But if you ain't got the time to be at the computer like me, just buy 3 tokens in the hottest narratives, the strongest tokens, and let them sit over time, man. The people that make the most money in crypto are hodlers. People may get rich quick with meme coins, we get it. But the ones who consistently over time is just people that hodl over time. You can gamble with those meme coins. That's on you. This is a meme coin trader telling you this, right? Keeping it all the way real. But if you want just consistent gains over time, just buy into strength and find you some good projects that's used daily.
Hmm. Awesome. So just before you go, inspire us. What has been your biggest, well, achievement to date, but also what's been your biggest loss and your biggest lesson to date? So since you've been in crypto.
Yeah, so I guess my biggest achievement is just being able to build out the community that I've built. I don't think like I would be half to where I'm at without the community. So I would say that's first. I didn't even think it was going to grow like this, you know what I'm saying? And then it just started growing over time. But as far as like trading, I would say like I bought Crash at 27K, and I want to tell you guys where I sold out, but I did sell a little bit early. And well, I'll tell you guys. So I bought Crash at 27K like 3 a.m. in the morning. This is what I'm talking about. This is why average person can't make these type of meme coin gains. I'm up 3 a.m. in the morning trading meme coins, looking crazy in the morning, right? I'm looking at this Crash token. I'm like, this is I don't know what this is, but hey, I'm up. Let's buy it. 27K market cap, right? Didn't put an awareness post in the Patreon and then I got a Patreon, guys, if you're interested in that. But I didn't share it with because I didn't have confidence in it, right? I'm trading. I'm like, cool. Buy it. 3 days later, it's at a $3 million market cap. I'm like, wow, this is like 100x. Like, do I,
Oh my gosh.
you know what I mean? I'm like, do I take profits here? What do I do? So I said, okay, I'm gonna take profits and leave a moon back, right? And at the time, uh the bag was pretty nice, right? Um 3 more days later, it's at a $40 million market cap. So this is the difference between 25K profit and 250,000, right? I'm looking at the top holders that I was once with them, and now their bag is worth 250,000, right? So it did like a 10,000x. I didn't believe that, but I had to stick to my strategy, right? And my strategy was, if it hits this market cap, take your profits, right? This is it, right? But any normal person would have did that because it's like, cool. I didn't have the belief. I didn't think Crash himself was going to come out and tweet the project. Came out and tweet the project, right? Killed me, right? Now I'm looking at it like, wow, I'm seeing the top holders 250K. So that was one of my biggest trades like recently, right? But it could have been far more bigger if I would have held. But again, guys, when you trading, you got to kind of like have a strategy and stick to it. Do I have regrets? No, right? I bought Pendo at 5 cent. It went to 50 cent, right? And I took a little bit of profits there. Then it ended up going to like $7, right? So yeah, you'll run into those opportunities where you don't see it coming, and it's like, I could have just held, right? And then you hold a project and then it just go to zero, right? So this is why you got to have that balance and kind of like, stick to your strategy. I've bought projects that I think 2 projects that I bought. I think my biggest losses was 2 projects that I bought and their staking contract got hacked. So when a lot of people ask me about J5, why I don't have staking, because I don't believe in staking. You know what I'm saying? 75% of the staking contracts that I've seen have got hacked. So I'm not a big fan of staking. And the two AI coins that I bought that didn't really do anything, their staking contract got hacked. So that's kind of like where I was like, I'm not really into staking, whoop de whoop whoop. But these are really, really like good projects. Big influencers have talked about them. People had like, you know, confidence in these projects. And now, they went to zero from like hundreds of $1 million to zero because their staking contract got hacked. So you never know when there will be a breach of security in crypto. So you got to be prepared for that. You got to be prepared for that. What was the other question you asked me? I don't know. You said something
Well,
else.
you said about what was your biggest loss? Like, what
Oh
was
yeah,
your
yeah. Yeah, that
or
was
your
pretty
biggest
much.
regret?
Oh, regret? I don't have any regrets. It is what it is, man. Besides the community, I don't. I mean, I don't know. I don't have any regrets, right? Would I do things differently with some things? Yes, I would definitely do things differently, but I don't have any regrets. I think crypto has been a beautiful experience, right? I've got a chance to interview some of the biggest people in the space. Um, you know, mind, kind of like mind battle with some of the OGs in the space. I've got interviews. If you go back on my YouTube channel, you'll see that. So crypto has been very, very good to me. It's actually been the best, right? People focus on the L's that they take, but I look at the growth that I made. And I tell family all the time, they still don't get it to this day. They're like, what is this? My uncle asked me, he said, I see the money, but is it real? Can you use it? Like, can you use this stuff? Like, I'm like, I pull out the card, like, they just use it in front of me, like, oh, okay. I'm like, yeah, man, it's real. So people to this day still don't
Yeah.
get it. This is why we're early, right? Maybe early to the grand scheme of things, but not early to this specific bull run. But as far as like the knowledge of crypto and people knowing what it is, using it, and just wanting to be a part of it, we're still early. It's a lot of people that just don't believe in it. They just like, nah, it's not for me. And I tell a lot of people this bull run, right? Because like you was just mentioning, like compliance regulation could change a lot of stuff. But this bull run could really, really set up generational wealth for your families to come if you get this right, right? I just told you, like what, 7 days, I seen a project go from 27K to 40 million. That doesn't happen in the stock market. That doesn't even happen in real life. Like, this is not the same world as the world we live in, right? This is a whole different world. And once you kind of like figure it out, you're not going to get everything right. And it's okay. You're going to mess up sometimes, and it's okay. But once your good outweighs your bad, it kind of like mitigates those losses because the gains are so big. You don't really see the losses, and that's where you want to get your rating at, right? You want to be able to have so much good gains that even when you see a L, it's like, take an L, it's okay. I'm gonna win the next one, right? But mentality goes along with that, right? You can't be scared, you can't lack confidence. You have to have a positive mental attitude. I utilize things like the law of attraction from books that I've read. I utilize everyday stuff that I learned from sales when it comes to positive mental attitude. I've took that and integrated into how I view crypto. And I try to make sure I'm going into any trade or any spot with the right attitude even before the trade. Because if you already got doubts, not something you want to go. You don't ever want to go into something with doubts, because now you kind of like, if it go down 10%, you like, I'm ready to get out, right? You go down 10%, then it blasts out 70%. You like, I lost both ways. Then you buy back in. Then you just take, what I mean? You don't want to do that. So make sure you got your confidence right before you enter any trade.
Wise words, very wise words. Well, thank you so much, Millie, for being on the show today. We really appreciate
Appreciate
it,
you.
and I'm sure you've inspired a
Anytime.
lot of our viewers.
Yeah, anytime, man. I like to lock in and kind of like see people growing, man. I'm excited to see where your channel goes from here. I'll hang around the TG, and if you guys have any questions, feel free. I mean, I'm always hanging around Telegram anyway. I'm on my computer most of the day. So yeah. And don't hey, and if you end up taking profits and a project keeps going, don't feel bad about it, right? Don't have no regrets. Guess what? It's 2.4 million different tokens. You'll always have another opportunity to go for greatness, right? There's always going to be another opportunity. You don't gotta, let that stuff depress you. Go touch grass, get off the phone, and go enjoy life, right? The last few days I had with my family kind of reminded me how important family is, right? Just family, right? And if I can show my family something new and leave today, because now my uncle, like, he has a really really good job, and he's like, now, if I come across some extra money, maybe you can help me out with crypto, you know
Mhm.
what I mean? Because I hear your he hears me doing videos, right? He's like hearing me. He's like, "Man, you sharp." And he said, "You sharp kid." You know what I mean? I'm not kid. I'm gonna be a sharp kid. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I don't know exactly all the stuff that you're talking about, but certain things that I hear, it makes sense, and I can see why crypto has a future. So just simple stuff, just doing stuff around your family. Sooner or later, they'll eventually catch on, family and friends. But yeah, man, spend time with your family because that's what's most important.
Yeah, I love that. I love that work-life balance. That's brilliant. Thank you so much, Crypto Millie. I really enjoyed it.
Yes, I'm here, princess. Whenever you want to do it again, man. Appreciate you, and we need more females in crypto that's tearing it up, man. Sky's the limit.